Hey, Catherine. Oh, I got on like seconds to spare here. I mean, not that it actually really matters if you're on these rides right away or not. Nothing is hooked up. What is going on? The Canucks. I don't know. How about them Canucks? Restart, damn you. Restart. I watch like the playoffs. I'm like pretty lame sports watching guy. One sec, we gotta restart this. Why does the sound thing not want to work? Oh, we sort of have sound. No, we don't have sound. What is going on this morning? Normally turning all this stuff on is a very seamless operation. We finally found a use for RGT. Why can't I hear anything? There we go. That took forever. Yes, RGT does allow, you can just set whatever wattage you want in the game. All right, I think we are good to go. What place did I end up? 407th. Yeah, I would do that in RGT, where I would just turn the trainer control on and set it for 190 watts. Because there would be events, like some of the longer eFondo events. I I'll get sucked up into trying to race, where I was like, no, I don't want to race. I just want to like do what I need to do. Oh, there it is. Everything looks like it's working this morning. I actually had I ran an internet cable from my router through the attic out to the garage here. They're having some weird ass Wi-Fi issues. But everything looks super kick-ass. Yeah, Ant Plus and Bluetooth, they have their use cases. I find Bluetooth does work better in congested areas just because of the way the Ant protocol is. I find when I'm doing my workouts though, with the Hammerhead, Bluetooth controls the trainer faster, and there was always a slight delay. Yeah, I think the Bluetooth chipsets they put in some of these computers are an afterthought, just so they can say we have Bluetooth. You have one of those aftermarket Bluetooth dongles, probably works better. Dongle, yeah, it's I'm gonna need to adjust my cleat on the left after this ride. I had a bit of knee discomfort yesterday, and I feel like my heel wants to pull in a bit more, but these shoes have never been outside ever. I bought them and then was like, I rode my cross bike all year, so I just had to use my mountain bike shoes. No, there is length. I just had to like allow it. The competing stand. But I hate adjusting cleats. And when I transfer to new shoes, like if you have old shoes, my cleats were dialed, and you get new cleats, you just trace your old ones, boom, they swap over. But I think my heel needs to be in just a tiny bit. I think what's happening is, like yesterday I noticed after my ride my knee ached a bit. I think my leg is fighting the cleat just a little bit. I mean, it feels like it's centered, but yeah, I think it's the cleat just, yeah, that too. I also ride with the cleats that don't have a lot of play, because I do like that sort of locked in feeling, but your cleat adjustment is a bit more important. And I don't know, yeah, it's like the Shimano blue cleats. The red ones are fully locked in. The yellow ones just like float all over the place. And the blue ones just have a bit of heel float. Well, the yellow ones allows the tip of the cleat and the back of the cleat to both move. So the whole thing can float and move. I don't know, I've actually never ridden the trainer inside. It's always been in the garage. I don't know if I could handle it inside, it'd be so hot. Yeah, my sweat just goes straight down onto the mat. My wife comes in, is like, oh my gosh, you're so gross. You're just eating as you're riding in Zwift. It's like, man, you're dedicated. Yeah, I think that's totally what it is. I think it's the cleat. I might give it a little bit, see if it's a one-off thing, or if it actually is a reoccurring. Got all these late joiners. I keep going backwards in the standings. Hey,
Shabib is now following.
Thanks for the follow. Yeah, I think it's like, literally, I think it's like a mill. I can feel, when I really concentrate on it, I can feel it fighting a little bit. It's not really float, it's that part where you actually want to unclip. And it's trying to go into that unclip no man's land. Or 11th. Seriously. This is what's hard about doing these kind of rides is, oh, all I can think of is, oh look, there's someone a minute ahead of me, not really going very fast. I bet I could catch them. No, don't do it. Base, you gotta stay. That's why the music is all calm. It's like elevator background music. It's just ride. This. Now's not the time for catching people. Zwift really needs to allow ERG control within events. Well, what I actually used to do, where is it? I don't have it. I used to run a workout on the Hammerhead and then in Zwift. So you'd have the Hammerhead control the trainer in ERG mode, and then the trainer just tells Zwift what power it's doing. And so you can do a workout while you're getting an event done. I mean, it is a group ride. They should allow workouts in group rides. Not a race. Yeah, you think that kind of app wouldn't be difficult. Starting a new level, it looks so far away. Was doing the math. You need 30,000 XP. 30,000 XP to the next level. So at double XP, that's about 750 kilometers. Oh, dude. I've been grinding hard on the WoW hardcore. And I'm only level 27. It's taking forever. Especially because you're trying to be careful and not die. Hardcore server is kind of fun. If you die, character's dead. So yeah, I didn't think I was going to be going back to playing World of Warcraft. And then the hardcore servers got announced, and I was like, that seems interesting. Oh yeah, there's a lot of people that I know. Like, one friend, he got to 52 and died. I know another guy, he was 60, and was doing a dungeon, died. I've only died at really low levels. So for me, it was like the highest level I got to before was 17. I can get to level 17 in 2 days. It's not that bad. But I'm 27 now, so I'm massively surpassed my all-time best. Well, I made a rule that I would only play a class type 3 times, and then I'd move on. So I used up all my shaman slots. I used up all my hunter slots. And now I'm on priest. Priest so far for hardcore has been really good. There is a lot of tools that you have that you can run away. So there hasn't been any incident yet where I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna die. Well, I like how Blizzard, well, I guess Microsoft now, is just riding the wave of Classic. Like they're just re-releasing the game 12 years later from when they first released it. Every expansion. My wife plays Classic a lot. And I said to her, because she's like working the auction house and she's got all this gold, and they just released the Lich King raid. And I'm like, what are you guys gonna do when they stop putting out Classic? I'm like, you guys are done. Like, I thought they were stopping with Wrath of the Lich King. My wife and all her guildies are like, oh, they're not stopping. They're just gonna keep going right up. He's like, which kind of makes sense. They make too much money. There's a whole bunch of people that are enjoying, millions of people enjoying playing it from the start again. So she's pretty sure that they're going to release Cataclysm Classic. Well, see, my wife, like, we had kids and stuff, so we kind of stopped playing. And we didn't play for about 6-7 years, actually, until they came out with Classic. When an expansion came out, I would play the expansion to the max level and then pretty much stop just to play it and see it. But my wife completely stopped at Mists of Pandaria. So for her, any expansion after that is completely new. Or any classic expansion after that would be completely new. And I think there's a kind of fun seeing the game progress, how it did progress. Because as they come out with different expansions, the world sort of changes, they break things, the landscape looks different. And if you just jump into, say, Dragonflight, the game is super confusing. Like, you don't know how it was. I mean, it's not confusing, but you miss all that. So there's something to be said to, it's like rereading your favorite, book series. People do that all the time, and Blizzard has given everyone the option of rereading your, video game playing Gotta stop making the coffee so hot. I need to set the kettle at 80 or something. I just want the coffee, but burn the shit out of my mouth. Well, my kettle does have the option of setting what heat you want it to, but every time you adjust the temperature, it starts at 0 and goes up in 5, like 5, 10, 15, it beeps. And so I was trying to make coffee at 7:30 in the morning, and I didn't want to be like, beep in the kitchen, beep, 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 trying to get to like 80 degrees. And my whole family wakes up and is like, what the hell are you doing on Sunday morning at 7:30? Why are you even awake? So after watching that last Lionel Sanders video, who went out and bought an Aero testing machine? I actually Googled them because I was like, how much are these things? Maybe I need one on my commuter bike. I mean, I think those little machines are what just happened that my lights flashed. What is going on? I don't know. I mean, those little machines make sense. Like, they're not really, it's not like this secret sauce. I mean, it takes in your power from your power pedals, a speed sensor, takes in airflow. So, I mean, it knows if you are riding at like this at 300 watts and you go like this and are still riding at 300 watts, your speed's gonna pick up, but your power is gonna stay the same. And then the air pressure, airflow will increase. Oh, that's good. Garmin watches can do so much stuff that you don't even know how to do any half of it. Well, that's my riding for the next 3 months is pretty much this before I start adding a little ramp. For April, March, February. Yeah, training plan doesn't really officially start till mid-January. So until mid-January, it's just get the time in the saddle. running, you can't run slow anyways. Even when I try to run slow, it feels like I'm going race pace. Running is you either walk and recover, or you run and die. There's no in between. That's why it blows my mind that people do marathons. Because I've done a whole bunch of 10Ks, and my running was how long can I hold on for dear life? Well, if I want to do a 10K, it's just like 51 minutes of just pure hell. I don't know, I played a lot of running sports growing up, but the running sports, you're not running non-stop. It's run for a minute, stop. You know, trot around, stop. Sprint, stop. Yeah, vehicle traffic is getting worse and worse. Well, the Nanaimo bike lanes, not the actual road, but the bike lanes are really nice. My favorite bad driver habit is holding your cell phone like this while it's in speaker mode, making a phone call. Like, put it on your dash. It's on speakerphone. Like, so you see the people, which is funny because it's totally illegal here to touch your phone while you're in a car. Like, touch it. And when you hold it like this and you're on speaker, it's like, it's so obvious. What yeah, I mean, you don't even need to touch your phone now with all of like the voice commands, and your speakerphone will pick you up totally clear, even if it's in the passenger seat beside you. I got a cell phone ticket years ago, and I was using speakerphone, but I was at an intersection, and my phone, I had it on the dash, and it fell off the dash, and I reached down to pick it up, and there was a police behind me. And as I reached down to pick it up, I kind of blew it off because it had dirt on it. And he was like, "You touched your damn phone." And I was like, "Damn it." Then I got a ticket, and then I had points. And the points stay on your license for like 4 years. So then my insurance went up. Gradually went down. Oh, it sucked. Overall, it was like a $600+ mistake. I was more worried because at the time my wife worked at the police station, and when he saw my last name, he's like, "Oh, you're Tamara's husband," and I'm like, "Please don't tell her. She's gonna lose it." Maple syrup is worth a lot of money. The only thing Quebec's got going for it. What was it, Canada produces something like 85% of the world's maple syrup. And out of that 85%, 99% of it is in Quebec. We were planting some trees in our backyard, and I thought it'd be cool to plant a maple tree, but it was like, they don't mature enough for 15 or 20 years. So like, that's too long to wait. Cap those trees. I always remember in the 80s, they'd have these little videos on TV. And I remember there was one about maple syrup. And they were tapping the trees, collecting the syrup, and pretty much boiling it on a wood fire right out in the woods in the snow. And I was like, whoa, maple syrup making is hardcore. They have to like do it in the woods. And then I just realized when I was older that that was only for like the video. You don't need to do it in the woods under a wood fire. Oh, look at this. Is this the lead group of people, or near the lead group, looping past me? Oh man, stop. Stop. Oh, those guys went past me and I was like, oh, look at these. I'm gonna ride with these dudes who are clearly faster than me. The heart rate's been nailed. I haven't gone over 130 yet. Like, this is perfect. Kind of like me in the garage with bad ventilation, just sweating up the garage and the humidity. Well, because maple syrup, it requires a lot of boiling. Like, you render it down a lot. Yeah, because you're going from like 10 liters of sap and you're boiling it down to 1 liter. That is a ton of moisture. So I mean, if you're gonna do it inside, you need dehumidifiers, like big ones. Oh, I'm dumb. I should have totally coffee stopped that group. Should have totally. This guy. I need 3 minutes. Drink this really hot coffee. While I'm doing this, I should get tools out. All right. There. And I got my Allen wrenches out. So when I have to wait for the next stage to start, it'll take me 2 minutes and I'll readjust this cleat a bit. Oh shit, I pedaled. Oh, done, I guess. Wasn't really done. Hey Marmalade, how's it going? Oh, I don't know if you know about the joke, the inside joke with the coffee stop. Yeah, every 30 minutes. They give you 3 minutes, but you have to be riding with somebody. So usually the idea is if you're being passed by a faster group, you coffee stop them, and then you got 3 minutes where they pull you along. So the Zwift drama, this was his last week. This was stage 1. So we're in Tour of Watopia. Tour of Watopia is a group ride. Yes, there's standings, but you don't get any benefit of coming first. Zwift Power doesn't care about Tour of Watopia. You don't increase your standings. So Fez happened to be on a group ride with Vegan Cyclist. Vegan Cyclist was streaming it, and Fez was streaming it. And Fez was up in the lead group with the Vegan Cyclist. They were climbing up the volcano, and Fez up the volcano totally hit coffee stop. The Fez is just sitting there chilling for 3 minutes up the volcano. And people are in chat like, oh my God, he's cheating. Like, look at him, cheater, look at cheater throwing out coffee stops uphill, oh my God. And Vegan Cyclist said a few disparaging, uncalled for comments. When Fez's coffee stop finished, he attacked. He sprinted. And Vegan Cyclist lost his mind. Oh my God, he just had a 3-minute break and now he's attacking freaking cheater, blah, blah, blah. And said a few more, he's a cheater comments. And then Vegan Cyclist goes on the attack. I can't lose this race because of a coffee stop. And he becomes furious and he flies up the mountain. And Fez is like, I'm just riding. So anyways, after that whole happened, people left comments on VC's YouTube thing being like, dude, it's not a race. Like, it never was a race. Quit acting like it's a race. Like, it's a coffee stop is a thing that's in the game. You can use it however you want to use it. So the joke now is you try to use it on uphills and then sprint when it's over. I did that on the little hilly KOM. I let a group of guys pull me up the hilly KOM, and then I sprinted for the banner. But they didn't care because it's a group ride. Yeah, well, this has just happened last week, so it's funny. People were so mad. So mad. Like a real race? Well, I like the vegan cyclist. I appreciate all his YouTube videos. It's just he went way off the deep end. Fez even commented on his video being like, hey, you know, I'd appreciate if you like didn't, you know, say that kind of stuff about me because I'm not a cheater. You know, using the coffee stop is well within game rules. Was with put it there for that reason. Thanks. Like taking way too long. Yeah, see, I've actually never really watched his live streams. I like his videos. Like the videos he does of some of like the super extreme endurance rides. Those are pretty impressive and entertaining, but at the same time, like, I don't know if he was overacting because it was live stream, you know? Does he really feel that way? You know, or was he just in stream acting it up for the audience? Because he has a decent sized group of viewers, you know, where he's just like, yeah, he's cheating, oh my gosh, and he's like not really mad, but he's just playing the part. Yeah, huge difference. Because making videos, it's like, really, his 1 hour video probably has 5 hours of video footage, B-roll, A-roll, or whatever that's called, and you're editing, you know, in the good parts. So if you say something stupid like, oh, that freaking cheater, you can be like, nope, Don't put that in the video. I think so, Villager. He definitely, yeah, because he talked about people with not heart rate monitors, how they won't be in the standings. Like he did. His conversations after led me to believe that he was being legit. He was going for the win, and he's like, that guy doesn't have a heart rate monitor. He's going to be out. Oh yeah. I race down in the lowly C's. Actually, I'm a D right now. Totally a D. I've never been in a position where I was fighting for placing in something that mattered. Actually, except nationals. I was fighting for fourth, but I couldn't steer. So that's why I didn't get fourth. Well, I'm never, like even racing ZRL, I have a lot of top 10 finishes, but never I've never been like, if I was always like top 3 or something and then something happened where I had a Bluetooth dropout, I'd be like freaking out, but I'm like 30th place. I have a Bluetooth dropout. I end up in 36th and I fight back to 31st. It's like, whatever. I signed up for the ride at 9 and it's, now it says I'm going. Let's join. Why is the join ride button not coming up? I need to adjust my cleat. My knee is bothering me. That's just, I guess, quit event. Yes, quit event. Oh, that pop. Oh, does it not warn you? Does it not warn you that the next event is starting? Okay, I want that to go that way just a little bit. I got 5 minutes. I got tons of time for cleat adjustment. So I want my heel. Oh no, I was going to do it the wrong way. I want my heel in. So yeah, tip of the cleat that way. Hate touching this stuff. I don't like turn it too much. Okay, just, oh yeah, just that much. Oh my gosh, no, I moved it so, oh, jeez. Felt like a lot. I hate when you just move it and you go to move it a mil and then it slips and goes 5 times farther than you actually wanted to move it and you can't get it back. to where it was. Okay, that's probably tight enough for testing purposes.
Right on!
Oh yeah. Oh. Oh. I think that's it. I think that's it. Tighten those suckers back up. Let's do another ride. See how that goes. Could have done it on my coffee stop, but that would have been a better idea. Few minutes to spare, look at that. Good timing.
Right on! Right on!
Right on. Why is it not letting me ride on, people? Good. No, it says they're paired. Oh, there it is. I was like, why is it not coming up? Okay, let's do this stage and let's see how that goes. I think that is good. I think so. We don't know. We won't know till after the ride and when my knee is really hurting whether it fixed it or not.
Right on!
I think we're okay though. It feels more neutral already. Like it feels more relaxed. It always had this feeling that like I was fighting the cleat. I just did this stage already. There was over 400 people in stage 2B, like at 8 a.m. I'm not trying to stay with any groups though. I just wanted to hit 50K. That was my goal for the day, was hit 50K. So I did 24 just now. See what I did. Let's see what Garmin says that I just did. 24.2. I don't need to finish this stage.
Right on!
I think the ERG too even makes it harder. even though you have an ERG set for lower wattage, it's that constant wattage and pressure you have to put out. Stage 2B in under an hour? That's spicy. We're going to dive between these groups, nailing these gaps. I want to be able to tuck in with this group. Oh, that is a good, like, that's a good. Never hurts to ask. Actually, Lua, there's 301 people in this ride. That's not bad. That'd be cool to know, like, your leg power prior, because I had a hip injury, and I found with the dual-sided, I mean, no one is perfect, and when you do get dual-sided, that's the big down the rabbit hole thing you try to do. Why am I not perfect? Pros aren't even perfect. Pros are like 46, 54. And so, with my hip injury, I noticed my ratio got even worse, because my right leg would start compensating for the fatigue on my left leg, because my hip just couldn't do it. I find this, so the harder the effort, the closer I get to 50-50. So when I was doing TT efforts, I'd be 49-51. But what's interesting is you can get, there'd be races, hey BK, where I would be 50-50, but where the power was on the stroke would be totally different. My right leg is way smoother, and my right leg would be on the power as it goes over the top, where my left leg would compensate by doing a harder downstroke. But the slower I go, the more wildly different. Like if I'm just puttering along, the ratio is like 60-40. Just doing like, oh, you missed the race. I could have probably done the race with you. I was awake at 3 a.m. So it's interesting to know where your legs are, but don't try to do too much with trying to make them the same. It's not going to happen. Oh, it's on. Make sure you guys stream that. I want to see this 1 hour attempt. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Especially because I think this AC almost do it, but they show you the full circle of like where you're actually engaging the power. I think it's GP Lama, because he did a good video, because he talked about flywheel speed and what the difference is between doing ERG in the small ring at a slow flywheel speed or doing 300 watts in the small ring compared with the big ring. And surprisingly enough, there was a bit of a difference. He still did 300 watts, but 300 watts at high flywheel speed was perceived as easier. If you had a 101, I think you could do under. Especially if you got someone designated to pull you. So even if you lose a group, you can stick on Lumo's wheel. This is just a lo-fi synthwave. It's a YouTube music playlist that has .613 songs, and the person that keeps adding more and more songs to it. Lo-fi synthwave chillwave. I need to chill because I'll get caught up in the moment and try to go fast. Darn kids and their birthdays just getting in the way of stuff. The Frackberg, you're on East Coast time zone. So 4 o'clock your time is what, 1 o'clock my time? I just need to make sure I'm back to see this attempt. So I have some errands to do. I bought a chainsaw attachment for my electric trimmer. So I gotta go chop some wood up. Cut stuff. This is the YouTube music playlist with 613 songs, chillwave or lo-fi synthwave. You very rarely ever hear the same song because it just goes through repeat. And it's like 8 hours before it loops back. But before the hour attempt, in the pen, you have to chug beer. Quick, someone get this man some beer. Triple flat. There is an actual volcano lap beer challenge that has only been done twice ever before. We could resurrect that one as well. That's actually worse. It's worse than the beer Alp. There's way more beer drinking in a shorter amount of time. See, we can't even get, see, in Canada, there's specific beer stores. You can't buy alcohol at the grocery store or the gas station. It's okay though, because the beer and wine store near me opens at 7 a.m. every day, 7 days a week. So I'm usually up pretty early doing errands because the grocery store opens at 7 a.m. So it's right beside, but I don't drink near enough. I have a collection of beer here that needs to get drunken. Yeah, there's a lot of private ones here. A lot. There's more private liquor stores than there is like actual government ones. Well, I think here they're the LCCB or LCBCC or something like that. It's the BC LDB. The BC Liquor Distribution Board. All right, I'm gonna break my rule just for this hill climb. Well, there's some weird rules in BC as well. Like they control the wine. Like Alberta can only import as much wine as BC exports. Like there's like this 50-50 trade deal. Well, there's also pricing control. So whether it's an independent store or a government store, the pricing is all the same. Didn't get U-turn to work. Oh. That makes sense. Look at these good dudes pulling me back with the group. Well, maybe not. I'm pulling them back to the group. I need to get on it. Group is right there. Oh man, that's, you know what, that would be fun, but yeah, that'll turn to shit real fast. Unless you're charging, you know, $1 $1 per 5 watts. So there's a limit. Or changing the percentage of your workout, you know, $1 a percent. So if someone wants to turn it to 110%, it's like $10. Yes, it still does. It's iffy though, Marble, because I finished a ride yesterday and I didn't get double XP after I finished the ride. But then the ride before that, it totally worked. I think the on-demand double XP only works if you haven't finished the stage. Once you've finished the stage, whether it be a group ride or on-demand, it turns on-demand off. So if you see a completed banner on the on-demand ride, you can't ride it anymore. But you can do the group ride as many times as you want. No, it's not patched yet. And technically, when you finish the group ride, the bug is you're still supposed to get double XP after. Yeah, it's what I usually do is I join an on-demand ride 1 kilometer, and if I don't get the double XP, I turn it off and start the ride over again. That's awesome. Well, my goal is to hit at least 56 by the end of the Tour of Watopia. I figured it out. At this high of a level, you need 750 kilometers of riding per level at double XP. So there's about a month, there's 4 weeks left of Tour of Watopia because there's stage 3, 4, 5, but then there's the makeup week. But apparently there's new routes, so we should get bonus XP for the new routes. Nice. Yeah, I was initially doing, I didn't do the math, but just off the top of my head, I thought I could easily get to level 57. But then yesterday on my ride, we started doing the math, and I'd have to ride 1,500K in the next month to get to 57. 1,500K is freaking pushing it. That is a lot of riding. That's basically 50K a day, every day. Coffee stops all over the place. Oh, speaking of coffee stop, I almost have one. Yeah, only 932 miles in 4 weeks. I'll definitely get to 56 because I could do 750 from riding 3 or 4 times a week, but not getting to 1500. $60,000 kilometers. Okay, this is a good group. Do I have a coffee stop yet? Oh, I do. There we go. That's insane. I've been riding on Zwift since 2016, but I never really rode a lot. It wasn't till COVID happened, or the year before COVID, where I really started putting the miles in on Zwift. Because most of the people that I know, they're like, oh, you've been riding since 2016? Like, how are you not 60 yet? And I was like, I only got 25,000 K into Zwift. Yeah, there's actually a guy that I ride with who just got into Zwift, I think 2021, and he's level 56. He's like retired and he rides a crap ton. He rides pretty much every day. Three minutes is a really long time. Yeah, I think I was like November of 2016. It was basically pretty much the moment they announced it, because in 2015 it was in beta still, and I think it was released in September of 2016. Look at this, I still have a minute of not pedaling. Is cheating. Oh, as my trainer has come to a complete dead stop. Now I have to spin up this flywheel. Yeah, January to May, that's like 100% prime Zwifting time. All right, let's get this flywheel going. There we go. Coffee stop right into double draft. Oh, that's... I missed the COVID time where there was 45,000 people on Zwift at once. Yeah. Well, all those guys doing pretty much, I didn't mind COVID. All those people doing the Rafa 500 challenge in one day, because there would be 37,000 people on the desert doing it. And the numbers that guys were achieving for the Rafa 500 were so unrealistic because they were drafting the entire time. So you were doing under 200 watts and you're doing like 38K an hour nonstop. I think the guys were doing 42, 43K an hour. I mean, I don't like that people died and people got sick, but I had no problem with the government telling me to stay home. Not at all. Like, oh, you want me to stay home? Sure, why not? You know, and I knew a few people No. It was like work said, go home, work from home for a couple months. Then we worked from home, 2 or 3 days a week. Well, the part of the COVID rant for Zwift is they didn't get shit done fast enough. Like the whole clubs thing, the clubs thing didn't really work until after COVID came out. They were way behind on that. And honestly, does even anyone use clubs? I'm a member of a whole bunch of clubs. Meetups were a nightmare. I still joke about meetups. Having to make the meetup, cancel it. Hey, go to Don. Well, I was telling a story. Did any of you guys do the Andre Greipel ALS ride? Where it was like the first sort of really big pro ride, or ride with a pro, and there was over 10,000 people signed up for one group ride. Yeah, and it totally, like, Zwift was not prepared for 10,000 people to be in one ride. I didn't crash. That was the one ride. I was actually on an Apple, I was using Apple TV, and it was rock solid. I finished the ride, but there was just like, you couldn't see the road. 10,000 people. Oh, that's how I used to stream. I used to stream Apple TV into my PC with a capture card. Because I found it worked pretty well, because you could still use, even in OBS, I could still use the remote control for Apple TV and control it. Oh yeah. Well, Zwift, really? I'd say Zwift can take some of the pro away. Where did my group go? I completely... Pinky. I got special guest here today, Katinka the cat. She loves the garage. Gonna join me while I finish my ride. Justin, it's a shit disturber, that cat. Yeah, Zwift learned their lesson from that. And then you would get riders, groups phasing in and out. So you couldn't see anyone past like a 200-meter bubble. Yeah, something like that, 100 people. And then as you move up, don't talk about anything, Brian. I got like 10 more minutes. Don't talk about anything important. I don't want to miss it. I'm gonna have to recap it. I just have to get to 26K. No, you don't have to wait. I'm almost there. I just wanted to do 50K for the day, so I'm real close. Yeah, you start. I'll rage you. I know what I think of the Zwift play, so I'm curious as to what Brian has to say, because I may have hyped it up a little bit to Brian of how much I enjoy using it. So I'm waiting for Brian to say, what the fuck were you talking about? This thing is trash. Hiding behind the garbage cans. That's her favorite spot. Yeah, she loves it. It's her favorite thing to do. If you try to catch her, she'll run away from you. No, but because she likes the garage so much. like spider webs. You have to shake the treat container right there. It's on the shelf. Yeah, just behind the beer. What? 2-3 kilometers. No, 3 kilometers, and I'm going to take a relax. And then the kids and I are going to do, because that's overflowing, and that's overflowing. And then I was going to put chainsaw oil in the chainsaw and chop a branch. Just one branch. Not many branches. That's what I didn't want to hype it up too much, but I actually steer way more with the Zwift Play than I did with the Steerzo. Having to do like turn the bar, it's which is super dumb, but it feels like effort. Not having to even move my hands and my fingers are on a button takes no thought whatsoever or effort to like hit apexes. And the Zwift Play is way easier to fine tune. Like if I just tap the button, look, he just moved like barely. Sure, send him in. They get 2.6 kilometers. See, the Steerzo was very hard to make minute movements. So when you were behind someone, to try to like get in, you'd move this like, just a little bit, then it's like too much. The cats are out here. So don't touch the garage door. All right, I got 1.2K left. I think my cleat adjustment worked well. I think that's gonna solve the knee aching. All right, I'm 1.1K from finishing this. God. The heck? Oh yeah, now I get some speed. I have noticed a few times, I don't know if the controller goes to sleep, but I was trying to turn right and it was not doing anything. But it only happened a few times. 25.5, 25.6. Let's use this power up. Hi. There we go. Okay, we're done. 50K for the day. Awesome. Goal met. XP was earned. Cat's being loud. I'm gonna go over. Raid Mr. Kellison while he lets us know how awesome the Zwift play is or isn't.
Mamazon is now following.
Hey, Mama Son, thanks for the follow. Everyone, have a great day.